study and travel and learn taiko over the course of a year. But sort of thinking about what it was that drew me to taiko and feeling as though, although my academic work was very, very exciting and sustaining, that there was also a part of it that I felt like was physically making me sick and crazy. And so there was one thing during the tenure review process, which some academics may know well and not love so well often, but I was so frustrated by the process that I had to go home into the backyard and go out and grab a mallet and a bunch of flower pots and smash them to smithereens, because I just had to get this stuff out. And so I thought, you know, if I'm going to have to keep on doing this, I'm not going to like the person I'm becoming with kind of all of this kind of stuff that felt like it had to smash something. So then I remembered taiko, and so I thought, no, I need to kind of take that and turn it into something that's an expression of, as you say, it's a communal practice, there's something joyous in the play. And so you kind of take that energy and make something sort of powerful out of it rather than smash things.
So I stayed strong and stayed strong and stayed strong. And Faye presented me on the second Christmas after her stroke with this parcel. And I opened it, and it was a painting. And we didn't know she was going to be able to do that. Oh. The neurosurgeon said, quite a bit of the brain, blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure how much the other side is going to take over. And one of them would be her art, you know, her painting. And sure enough, here was the field with the horses in it. And,
oh my God.
you know, but now I'm talking left hand and the other side of her brain, so it wasn't as impeccable as it was before, but it was all there.
Yeah.
The whole thing was there, her colors were good and everything. And it was hard. It was almost as hard as the stroke to see that, because it tore me the other way. You know, you know, when they talk about love and everything, it hurts. It hurts real bad, you know. And she was there with the biggest, couldn't say a word because she hadn't started to talk then. Biggest smile on her face, you know. Yeah.
So she started to paint before she started to talk.
Yeah.
As a way of communicating.
Yeah.
But was she painting before she had the stroke?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
you know Vicki McLean.
Yeah.
Well, she had taken watercolors from Vicki and sketching from Anna. Seprick.
Oh, she
and
was
Faye had done. Oh yes, and Faye loved them. She couldn't get enough of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah. No, she's full of art.
And about sequencing, did you come up with this yourself, or did you get some guidance on this?
Are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't get a lot of guidance.
Yes, a lot of guidance.
We did not, because all we ever heard was everybody's different. Mm-hmm. And I understand that. And she had a neuropsychologist who we had to get rid of.
No.
And we had sorry.
Yeah, I hear you.
And we had a social worker who said that could I leave Faye up in Halifax for a year and tell her she couldn't come home. And I said, and to what effect, you know, is this going to be? And she said, well, she needs to stand up on her own 2 feet. I said, Faye? And she said, oh, why bother with you fellas? She said, I think you're joined at the hip. I said, no, actually we're joined at the heart.
What a good answer. I love that.
She didn't have much of a comeback.
Don't, you know, can't move. Everything changed. So suddenly art was like color, you know. And I, for a long time, when I was first really sick, we had the first frame Peter made for me was out here, and there was just silk hanging everywhere. Every time I finished a painting, we'd hang it up, and there was just tacked on the wall. So there's probably like 50 silk paintings in this room. So it's just like a healing room, right? Just surrounded by color. You couldn't help but be kind of cheered up by it. And then even I'd find that it was kind of cool to follow my own line. And that was in itself distracting, right?
And on that, just those details are so fabulous. Can you say anything about the continuity of the line? Something about that seems to be really important. I mean, you mentioned it a lot. The fact that you do continuous line as opposed to whatever.
Because I think it's like a dream. It's like a hypnosis. It's like a meditation. It's like saying the rosary. It's something that doesn't stop. I mean, I don't say the rosary, but I think the reason why the rosary works for people is it's sort of repetitive. And it kind of slows the mind down or takes the mind to a different plane. It's why I think, they do these sand mandalas, the Buddhists, and it's the same principle, I think. With continuous line drawing, it's just so relaxing, and it's just so much fun to just take a line and just keep drawing and just for me, I'm inspired by shapes from nature, so to think about those shapes from nature and just forming them in a continuous line is just such a relaxing thing. I can't describe it. It's like, to me, it's like a form of meditation or a form of prayer. It's very like everything else stops, right? There's nothing else really happening, although I will do continuous line drawing also if I'm bored and also if I'm feeling stressed. I'll just, so I use it in different situations.
Exactly.